Hello everyone. Today my boss gave me an angle grinder and here's the issue it has. This angle grinder can cut metal, polish molds, and cut through walls. The maximum blade diameter is 100 millimeters. Pretty versatile, isn't it? First, we need to remove the rear part of the machine. Next, pry the springs on both sides of the carbon brush housing and remove the carbon brushes. Continue by unscrewing the 4 screws on the front part of the machine. That's a lot of smoke, isn't it? The inside of this machine must be really hot. The part I just removed is called the rotor. It looks like it's been through a smoking process. Haha. To be sure, I'll also inspect the stator. In another video, I'll show you how to use a multimeter for testing. As for this machine, I can already see the shorted part. Do you recognize this yellow pliers? It really is a valuable assistant of mine. I will disconnect all 4 wires of the stator as I'll be removing it from the machine casing later. I'd like to fast forward this part because 2 of my neighbor girls stopped by. They know I'm a bit shy, so they teased me, making me feel embarrassed and slowing me down. Sorry about that, everyone. If you also have these angle grinders and are facing issues, feel free to contact me. I'm here to help and support you. And here it is. The target has been reached. This is the stator. My camera is a bit blurry, so you can't see the shorted part clearly. Next paycheck, I'll try to buy a better camera for you all. Based on my experience, when the stator is shorted, the rotor will also be affected. So to be safe, it's best to replace them as a set. Now I'll install the stator into the plastic casing first. Make sure to install it in the correct direction, otherwise you won't be able to fit it in. And now I'll install the stator protector. Now it's time to connect the stator's contact wires to the other components. First, connect the 2 contact wires to the carbon brush housing. Remember this tip of mine. The 2 wires that are diagonally positioned will go into the 2 sides of the carbon brush housing. Usually, these 2 wires will have the same color to make it easier for assembly. The other 2 contact wires, one will connect directly to the power supply, and the other will be connected to the switch. I truly love my job and have a great respect for my boss. In addition, I really appreciate my customers. They're also my bosses, the ones who provide me with work and remind me of my value in life. I'm 22 years old, a simple guy, so my advice to you is also very simple. Love your job, respect your boss, appreciate your colleagues, and respect your customers. My habit is to remove the part that holds the power cord to make it easier to work with the switch. You can give it a try. All right, now it's time to remove the rotor for replacement. Use a wrench or a 10mm socket wrench. Apply strong force to remove the locking nut, then pull the gear part off the end of the shaft. I'm using a hammer to remove the aluminum face that holds the bearing, but you should use a pair of prying tools to gently pull it off. And here's the new rotor. Let's go ahead and replace it. Place the aluminum bearing holder in position, prop it up, and use a cylindrical punch with a diameter matching the outer ring of the bearing to tap it into place. With moderate force and bang, bang, bang. Reinstall the gear and tighten the gear locking screw. Apply a bit of grease to the gear to ensure everything operates smoothly. This angle grinder I'm repairing uses a rubber gasket for balance, so I'll need to assemble everything completely. Keep this in mind when working on your own angle grinder. When installing the rotor, you'll need to use a bit of force and press it in. That means the rubber gasket is doing its job. After completing the reassembly, gently rotate the blade mounting shaft a few times so the grease inside can spread evenly. Reinstall the carbon brushes, and are you ready? And that's it. We've successfully completed the repair of this machine. I'll check to see if the power cord has any internal breaks. And I'll test the machine under heavy pressure to see if it's running at full quality. It's a perfect 10 out of 10. Give me a like and a subscribe if you found it helpful and interesting.